Alright, so when I am tweeting, I recorded this once, didn't like the quality of the audio. So decided to do it a second time. So far we have the Messiah, the warrior, athlete, liberator, child wounded, and child orphan. Um, so let's unpack this. So with the Messiah, he tends to be cocky but has good intentions. Um, He often feels that he has to try to play the Messiah and make the impossible happen, try to be the saving grace, you could say. Um, Not sure where this came from. Seems like a recent development. We have the warrior. So he's a fighter. Life has knocked him down a lot, and he just keeps getting back up. Um, he's had to learn how to control his ego and be more thoughtful, because at some point he was not, and this caused a lot of problems for him. He was just thought more with his ego and not necessarily about others, but that's improved. We have the athlete, so he's overcome many challenges, and he also has natural athletic ability. I mean, most of these K-pop stars do, so I not much of a surprise there. Liberator, alright, so he sees wrong actions, behaviors, and beliefs, and he has to challenge them. Like, if he sees something that's wrong, he can't just sit by and just let it be. Um, I feel like when he was younger, he may have gotten into quite a bit of fights in school, because whenever he saw someone trying to bully someone or anything of that nature, or teachers that weren't treating everyone fairly, he would act out. I see him being a little bit of a troublesome kid in that regard. um, Alright, so he tries to get people to face their inner demons without realizing the fact that they may not be ready for this. Um, and when someone pushes him away because he's being too pushy, he often will feel like they're cowards. Um, when they do this. But however, he is good at helping others release negative thought patterns and building healthy thought patterns. So, okay. With the child and child orphan, I'm only going to briefly tell you what's going on here. There was some sort of event in his childhood that occurred, childhood or early teens, that was a bit traumatic and forced him to be independent. This wasn't by choice. This was by situation. Um, I did finally get him to open up about this by the end of the reading, but I'm not mentioning it because I said I wouldn't once I got him to talk to me. So I tried to keep things confidential if they asked me to. I'm sure you could maybe find another reader that might have revealed more on this. Yeah, so I have in general very intense personality. Very straightforward. This is me, no filters, just who I am. Was a saying I kept getting. Values honesty and expects it in return. Alright, so next question here is, what does he need to focus on? We have the hunter, eagle, and spirit fox. So the hunter here, he needs to figure out what he wants out of his career and life, what is truly important to him. He needs to face some of his own trauma to move forward. This may require cutting out someone from his life in order to do this, I'm getting. It's someone who kind of is important to him, but has caused a lot of inner turmoil for the past couple years. So the eagle, he has a limited perspective. He needs to reflect before he makes a decision. Rushing would cause a lot of fallout. I think this is dealing with this person. I can't figure out if this is someone before or after he came a trainee. I'm not really sure. And with the spirit fox is he needs to be confident in his music talents and other talents in challenging times. Currently, he feels that he isn't good enough and he is letting people down. Alright, so back to this person. I'm not sure who it is. It may or may not be the vampire that we've been getting in all the other readings, because he hasn't been mentioned. So I do think there's a potential it's this person again. This person's caused a lot of pain in, like, his late childhood, teens, maybe early young adult years. Time's a little difficult to figure out in this case because he isn't being very talkative about this issue. He's at a point where he just can't deal with this person anymore and wants them out of his life. But it feels like there is a cultural expectation or restriction against cutting them out of his life. It's been taking a huge toll on him mentally for a very long time. I'm talking years. Now, most of us that probably are watching this don't live in Korea since I'm not speaking Korean here. Not that people don't speak English there as well, but I'm just saying that there is some cultural aspects I don't think Westerners will completely understand. Like, for us and Westerners, there's someone toxic in our life, most of us will cut them out, even if it's family. I mean, I've gone through this, and I've not completely cut out this person, but rather limit my exposure to this person. It gets complicated when it involves family. I think that could be the case, but I'm not 100% sure, and I'm not going to make any assumptions because he's not being open, so I'm gonna leave it be. So his current mental state is the sun, the spring, and the stargazer. So he's enjoying his current success in music. He's appreciating that his hard work is paying off, and he's making new goals and setting the bar higher for himself. So he's in a fairly good mental state currently. Let's get into the tarot here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so we've seen this Empress card appear in Hung Wan's reading. I'm starting to wonder if this may not be like a mother connection, but rather a female manager. I just kind of got that thought when I saw the card. So, I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe once I get there, I'll change my mind again. Alright, so January, we start off with the 3 Pentacles. This is the teamwork card. He had to rely on the other members in the face of a challenge. This is something he doesn't really like to do. But this is setting up for what he has to deal with later in the year. So February, we got the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. So there's a new project that has potential to make money. March, we have the Temperance card. So a period of healing, lots of talking, forgiveness. I can only assume this is dealing with Wan Ho during this period because that matches up with the news that we all got with him being cleared, and with all the other readings. This always seems to fall within the March range. April, so we have the Empress, connecting with nature, creative energy. I'm not sure if this is with his own mother or like a mother type figure he's connecting with more. I'm still leaning towards his own mother. Because the next couple cards. In May, we had the Lovers in reverse. I don't think this is him in particular. I do think this is a family type marital issue. Just gonna leave it at that. June, we get the Five of Wands. So there's a huge fight. I think this could be with his parents. He might say or do things he's gonna regret later. This fight could be avoided, but he gets too emotional to think straight. So going to July, we have the Six of Swords. So after that upheaval next from May to June, there's some hope. He feels in control of his life again, much happier, possibly travel. Um, so they might maybe start doing some small tours in July, maybe. Um, so August, we got the Mother of Swords. This is perception, seeing things he didn't see before. Um, so this also typically represents a woman going through a transitional period, such as divorce or children moving out. Because of these cards, I am tempted to say this could be his mother. I mean, if you guys know tarot, you can put together the pieces of what I'm not in between the lines here. So September, we have the Daughter of Cups in my Wild Unknown cards, or it would be the Page of Cups in any other tarot. And a lot of creative energy, a bit more emotional than normal. So here's where things get a little rough for him. October, we have Death in Reverse. So this is resistance to change, fear of change, anxiety, and uncertainty. This does fit with the whole switch I saw with this negative person being eliminated and a new person coming in. So into November, still resisting change. Needs to let go of a lot of anger. This change was decided already, like way before it happens in October. It's something he can't avoid. Like, this is gonna happen no matter what he tries to do or say or whatever. It's happening. He can't do anything about it. Just has to go with it. And he does not handle change well at all. Father Sword, so he's still being driven by emotion. He's not being fair to the others, taking out his anger and frustration on them. So yeah, I did set up a few clarifying questions, because I know that doesn't sound like a very positive ending for him. But before we get in there, I do want to talk about another thing. So, despite all this issue he has, he's going to get through it and grow from it. I'm just sensing that without doing any clarifying cards. So yeah, he has a lot of unresolved anger. In general, he's someone who gets angry easily. He may not always express it. Like, I feel he bottles anger until he explodes kind of feeling with him. So, yeah. There's still some issues with Wan Ho and him that he's being forced to deal with. I mean, I think the relationship's healing, but it has some ways to go. So, in general, the others are gonna need to be super patient with him. Like, it's gonna be rough. So at this point, when I started looking into this, Shonu decided to pop back in, give his input here. So basically, I think he is going to get like the brunt of the anger, followed by like Jew Honey in this situation, because he's gonna try to help and isn't going to back off. Like, he's watched I am deal with things alone for a long time now, and he's done this out of respect of his personal space, but he's refusing to watch I am being this pain and self-destructive behavior, so he's not going anywhere, and he's not giving up this time. I am will give in eventually, I believe, possibly early next year. I'm going to look into that in a moment to confirm. Um, yeah, he just can't fight all of his issues on his own anymore like he has been doing. And on True Honey's case, it's just he happens to be the closest person, so that's part of the reason he gets a bit of the anger. Um, and like Shino, he wants to help. I am. But when he's met with this resistance and anger, he backs off because he doesn't quite have the ability or experience to handle people when they're like this. So he kind of just lets Shonu do what he does best. That's what he was saying to me. Yeah, it just he doesn't quite have the experience yet to know how to handle it. From these two, I'm getting that Juhani's learning quite a bit from Shonu on this. So I feel like he's gaining a lot of like leadership type skills, which is going to help him in the future. Whoa. Let's look into my clarifying questions I wrote down before this. So the first one I wrote down is, will he allow the others in to help him? So I am asking to connect with I am's energy so I can let's see what's going on. So will he allow the others in to help him through this period? Is he going to let people in? So when gonna do this one more time. Okay. I'm gonna draw 4 cards. I want this card. And I want this card. Give me. Okay. Okay. So this is the Two of Cups. This is the connection card. So yes, he is going to allow them in. Let me double check on this card. Can't remember the exact meaning. It's One of Swords. I think it's 8 of Swords, trapped, powerless. So surrounded by obstacles and threats. You cannot hang here much longer. So he has to, he's going to be forced to deal with this. So we have the Mother of Cups, which is insight, and also the Psychic card. Or one of them. There's also the High Priestess, which has a psychic meaning. Now we do have psychics in the group. I think this could be Minhyuk. I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name. I'm trying. Because I do know he is an empath. So he might also play a role in this here. And then we got the 6 of Cups. I'm forgetting what the 6 of Cups is. So memories, childhood, joy. Okay, so old friends may surface and seek you out. All reunions will be joyful. Okay, so we got a lot going on here. So this is I am right now. He feels trapped and powerless, like he has no control. This is a connection card, so he is going to let them in, and I think the first person that's going to be let in might be Minhyuk or possibly Jew Honey, since both of them have abilities. I'm leaning towards Minhyuk as the empath. Um, or this could also be Shonu getting insight from his grandfather, as I remember that happened as well in that reading. Um, it could be any of those three, I think. And then we have the Six of Cups, which is the Union card. So, yeah. Um, with this card, this is making me think Wonho is coming back. And it's gonna play a role in all this with I am. I'm really leaning towards that. I already have done Wonho's reading, and that seemed to indicate this as well. Um, so I do have one more question I'm gonna ask. I really wasn't asking about Wonho, so the fact that came up was it's a little interesting. I've done so much with these guys already, though, because even before I started the readings, I was already trying to connect with them. So it's possible that in a weird way that's why this keeps coming up. I think it's on all their minds. Let me put it this way. Alright, so the question is, how will he grow on this journey / challenge? As I said, a lot of what he's going through is like personal issues, like not dealing with the group at all, and I don't feel comfortable putting his issues out for the world to see. Like that just feels icky to me. Like sort of like how I talked about with the first Shiny video. XO is the next group I'm doing. That if I ever get to the point where I can put advertisements on it, that video will never have any advertisements on it. It just feels icky, like making money off something like that. Like when I do medium readings, I don't typically charge. Unless I'm getting like 2 or more spirits, which did happen very recently. And during reading, I'm like, I kind of need something because this is pretty draining. Like, there's a lot of stuff to unpack here. So it's kind of like a similar feeling to me when it comes to that. Like, you'll never see me talk about those kind of things. It's not our business. Alright, so let's do how will he grow? I got talking and forgot my question. I'm gonna do 4 cards again. Give me. So. Alright, so this is the Trapped and Powerless card again. What is the Father of Swords again? Fair, analytical. Father of Pentacles. Steady, entrepreneurial. And Eight of Pentacles. Alright, so what I'm getting is because of this feeling, he's going to learn how to be more fair to others. Like, he's going to learn how to analyze situations better. The Father of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. This is, I just looked at it and I forgot what it just said. Oh, guys. And my short-term memory sucks. steady entrepreneurial. So he's got to be steady in his actions. He's going to learn to be more gentle. Um, he's going to learn how to control his temper better. That's really the whole point of this challenge he's facing. And the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So, okay. So he's having to learn a new skill here. Something he's not a master at. Something he's having to learn that requires a new approach. This could also mean he needs to hone in on his skills to master it. Like he doesn't need to be starting any new hobbies or projects. He needs to focus on what he can already do. So yeah, that's it for I am. Yeah, I mean, he is going through a little bit of a rough patch, but it's all for his growth and development. That's how life works. It gives you wrenches and all sorts of terrible things for you to have to deal with. That's just how it goes. I mean, we're on this journey here on Earth to learn. We all have a life mission we're learning, and there's all sorts of little lessons to learn along the way. Like everything that happens in our lives, before we come here, we decide these sort of challenges we're going to have and the type of things we want to learn. We all choose this. Like, we choose this life and what happens during it. All of our challenges are chosen for us. There's a lot of people that talk about the 5 different exit points that you choose. I mean, everything's chosen from day 1 to the last day. However, how we react to things and how we choose to face these challenges affects the outcome. Like, nothing's set in stone because us as humans have free will. And because we have free will, sometimes we do stupid things. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys played The Sims, but if you have it on like the high autonomy and you walk away from the game for like, an hour or two and you come back and the entire house is burned down and everyone's dead, that's kind of what it is like once you like come here on Earth. You're given free reign and then you sometimes do stupid things. Okay? That's the best like analogy I can think for trying to explain how things work. When it comes to that, like I'm not one who believes in a strict fate kind of concept. I think it's all based on our actions. Now with a little tiny bit of philosophy there, I'm gonna end this and go on to the next thing I'm doing today. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys watching my videos. And I'll see you soon. Bye.